Hey guys, this is Jim. I'm out here in my garage doing some work with some bee boxes, and it occurred to me you might be interested in what a bee box looks like, what it takes to build one, what the components are, and how the bees might use them. So I thought I'd just put something together real quick and kind of show you. This is this right here is a bottom board. This is uh, this is what goes on the very bottom of the hive. You can see this is a screened bottom board. They come in a variety of different styles. Solid bottom boards is all wood, or you can get this screen type, and there's some variants in between as well that you can get. But essentially, they all do the same thing. The box sits on top of it, and this is where the bees come and go primarily to get in and out of the hive. So what you can see here, and this is an old one. It's kind of rough, needs some service, but right there is primarily where the bees come and go. Like I say, this thing has seen better days, but we're working on all that. So anyway, there's the bottom board, and then what you would have on top of that is you would have the brood box. I'm just going to set this on here. Sorry about this camera. I'm just too close for it to do well while I hold it. So we're just going to square this up, kind of place it on there, get it on there centered up as best we can. So then what you've got is you got your bottom board, and then you've got your brood box. Your brood box is primarily what it sounds like. This is where your bees are going to make their babies. So they're going to make more bees, primarily in this box. They can use other boxes on top of it as well, but this is what we consider our brood box, is the bottom one. Okay, and in here, what you can see is you've got a step right here, and you can see this one's been used. You can see the spots where the frames have previously been in here. Kind of a clean spot. They have what they call propolis, and it's kind of a or plant resin and a wax combination kind of type of thing. It's real sticky, and it holds everything together. But we scrape it off when we don't need it. So then we put frames in, and right here, this is it's been in a hive before. You can see a little bit of a gunk up here on the ear, but this is what a frame straight out of a box from a manufacturer looks like. This is a plastic foundation frame with a an actual wood frame on it. But the plastic right here, see my hand. You can see it's got indentations in it to tell the bees where they need to build. So this is plastic. It does have a wax coating on it, a very thin coating on it, to kind of encourage them to use it. So what we do, we put it in the box, just like that. And I have some other examples here too. Here's the same thing. It's also been in a hive. As you can see, they started to use it. It probably went in kind of late in the season, so they never finished it. They'll work on it again this year. But what you can see is they've kind of built it up off of that plastic and drawn it out to the point where they can lay eggs in it, or they could put honey in it, or whatever, pollen. And on this side, they haven't done anything with it yet. So there's an example. When they first build this comb, it's white. And then they walk around on it, and they use it, and it gets dark. Basically, it gets stained. Okay. And then after a while, when a comb is really used, it starts looking more like this. And this is really the same thing. It's a plastic foundation inside there, and it's all wax on top of it. See if we can get it where you can see here. Some better lighting. Okay, so this is all wax, and it's wall to wall, corner to corner, except for some little pathways there in the corner and the bottom, which is intended to help them, called communication paths or whatever. But it allows them to walk between the frames a little easier instead of having to go all the way around. But then this one right here, you can see these little pockets of kind of brown or yellow, depending on where you're looking, but that's all pollen. And they use that to feed their bees, to feed their babies. And I don't know how well it'll show up here in the corner. Just a little bit of honey left that didn't get eaten or extracted or whatever the case was. It probably was not extracted, but the bees eat it, and that's just kind of what was left. Let's see this other side. Got more of the same. This pollen is essential for building babies. So this is where they get their protein, and of course from the honey itself, that's where they get their carbohydrates for energy. So the existing bees basically live on that, on honey, and to make new bees, they use the pollen. So they have to have both for long-term survival. So anyway, this box right here is a 10-frame box. You can get them in 8 frames, or you can have them custom made to be smaller or whatever. So let's pretend that we filled that up with frames to use it. And then right here we have what's called an inner cover. I'll show you that. And this inner cover, all it really does, and it's optional, everything is optional. But this inner cover kind of gives us a way to close the bees up inside and give us a nice little clean package of bees so that we can get our hood on and off more easily. So as you can see, they're going to make a mess on the inside. It's going to get sticky. You can see all around the edge. They basically glue it down, and you have to pry it off every time you open it. So we like to use those. Again, some people don't. And then, that's not going to keep them dry in the rain or anything like that. So then we have a top. And here it is. We're going to set this on here. Just like that. Let me make sure our inner cover's still in position. Sometimes it gets shuffled around, but that's essentially your starter hive right there. And this is a metal roof, so that's going to keep the water out. It's going to keep the snow off of your bees. It's going to give them a little bit of insulation, keep some sun heat back between that and the inner cover. It's going to keep them from getting too hot, hopefully. But anyway, there's your starter hive right there. And as the hive grows, as they fill that box up, as they complete the use of their frames, then we would add another box, and we've got another box right here that we would add on and put frames in that as well. So there you go. That's the gist of building a hive for your bees. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll make some more later. All right, bye.